All right, what's going on, guys? Your boy TG. Welcome back to another video, and welcome back to part 8 of my Toronto Maple Leafs franchise mode series. If you missed last episode, we did get eliminated by the Calgary Flames in the playoffs. So they took us out, and we are looking forward to getting ourselves a little revenge in this episode and going back to the Stanley Cup final, taking what's ours, which is the Stanley Cup, of course. So without further ado, we are going to go ahead and go to edit lines. So the first line is Mitch Marner, Austin Matthews, and myself getting a +3. Second line is William Nylander, Nicholas Robinson, and Nikolai Ehlers getting a +1. Third line is Jonathan Drouin, Ty Dellandrea, and Vasily Pokanen getting a solid 0. Fourth line is Matthew Joseph, Pierre-Luc Dubois, and Anthony Beauvillier getting a +1. Defense, Quinn Hughes and Eric Branstrom getting a +2. Second pair is Cam Allen and Morgan Riley. Third pair is Travis Dermott and Oliver Clinton getting a -3. Goalies are Thatcher Demko and Ian Blomqvist. I forgot to mention that the second pair was getting a solid 0, so that's my mistake, guys. But anyway, we are looking forward to getting ourselves a little revenge, going back to the Stanley Cup final and win the Stanley Cup. Let's get to it. All right, guys, so we reached the end of the season with a 51-24-7 record with 109 points in the division, so let's go. We win the President's Trophy once again, so we are just dominating away with the President's Trophy wins in this franchise mode series. See who leading point scorer is, and that is Austin Matthews with 100 points in 82 games. Check that out. 55 goals as well. Probably enough to win the Rocket Richard. But anyway, Austin Matthews with 100 points. Mitch Marner with 93 points. I got 88 points. Quinn Hughes with 69 points. William Nylander with 59 points. Nikolai Ehlers with 59 points. Jonathan Drouin 58 points. Pierre-Luc Dubois with 47 points. And Ty Dellandrea with 46 points. And so forth. League-wise, wow. Of course, it's Connor Bedard with 107 points. Yippee. Good for him. Most goals. And it is Austin Matthews that comes away with the Rocket Richard. Most assists. Will Smith for 75 assists. Most points for a defenseman. And that is Mikhail Gulyayev with 79 points, rookie skaters, and Evan Hartnell comes away with 43 points in his first year. We'll send him to the playoffs and see who we face. Let's get to it. All right, guys, so we're going to be taking on the Calgary Flames in the playoffs. So we look for a little revenge against Calgary after they took us out last episode in the playoffs. So I'm going to get our revenge on them and go back to the Stanley Cup final and win the Stanley Cups in the first 3 games, see how we do. Okay, down series 2-1. Can we win game 4? Let's see. We can, let's go. We take game 4. All right. Can we win game 5? We take game 5. Let's go. All right, can we wrap this series up in 6 and go back to the Stanley Cup final? Game 6 win? We'll just have to see. And we take game 6. Let's go. We go back to the Stanley Cup final. And we face Connor Bedard and the Winnipeg Jets, our arch rivals in the Stanley Cup final. We're going to sim the first 3 games, see how we do. Okay, up in series 2-1. Can we win game 4? We can. Let's go. We take game 4. All right, game 5 is at home. We have not won a Stanley Cup at home throughout this franchise mode series so far. Can part 8 be it? First period. Okay, I get a goal for us. Second, Commodore gets a goal for them. Second period, 4-1. Okay, we're going to have to make a huge comeback in the third period. We have not won a Stanley Cup at home throughout this franchise mode series so far. And part 8 doesn't seem 5-1. Yep, pretty much over with. Just ended it right there. Pretty much over. There's no way we were going to come back now. Game 6 in Winnipeg. We could try and win on the road like we always have been doing throughout this franchise mode series. All right, first period. Me and Commodore again on the score sheet. Second period. 3-1, let's go. Let's go. Me and Austin Matthews get a goal. Zoom simulation. 4-1, let's go. I think that's a hat trick for me because I had a goal in the first period and a goal in the second period. Now a goal in the third period, so that's a hat trick. So 5-1, Nicholas Robinson. All right. We're going to take back our Stanley Cup in Winnipeg against our arch rivals, the Winnipeg Jets. Going to win the Stanley Cup against them and Connor Bedard once again. Let's get to it. All right, guys. 5 seconds left on the clock. Trying to get another goal. That was a huge hit right there. And with 0.4 seconds left, we take a penalty. But it doesn't matter because they're not going to score a power play goal with 0.4 seconds left. We're going to take the Stanley Cup in Winnipeg, so I really don't care about that penalty. It kind of was a dumb penalty to take. But it doesn't matter because we win the Stanley Cup in Winnipeg. I wanted to win at home in Game 5, but unfortunately, we couldn't get it done. So we get it done in Winnipeg, and now the fans can go home all sad and stuff because we just took home the Stanley Cup. Well, we're gonna take the Stanley Cup home because this is in Winnipeg. This is not in Toronto, unfortunately. If you guys didn't know, the All-Star game for 2024 will be in Toronto, so I can't wait for that. Possibly could see Justin Bieber there. Possibly could see Drake there. Both of them are from Toronto, so can't wait for that. There's the Stanley Cup. Let's go. This was a outstanding moment. We wanted to take that Game 5 win at home because we have not won the Stanley Cup at home throughout this franchise mode series so far. But Game 5 wasn't it. But hey, at least we went in Winnipeg against our arch rivals, the Winnipeg Jets. Let's see. We're going to give this off to Austin Matthews. He won the Conn Smythe Trophy for MVP in the playoffs, so he gets the Stanley Cup. Let's go. Don't drop it now. Don't be like that Colorado Avalanche player who dented the Stanley Cup last year. Going to take a Stanley Cup photo. Anyway, we're going to pass this off to William Nylander. Whoever wins the Cup this year, which I'm predicting that the Rangers will win the Stanley Cup this year, now that they got Vladimir Tarasenko. Actually, at the start of the season, I did predict that the Rangers would win the Stanley Cup because of the outstanding playoff run last year. But now with Vladimir Tarasenko, they should really make a run for the Cup this year. But whoever wins it, hopefully they don't dent it like the Avs did last year when they won the Stanley Cup against the Tampa Bay Lightning. It would have been cool if the Avalanche would have won at home last year. in Game 5, but the Lightning, but just like Winnipeg did to us, um, the Lightning won Game 5, and it was Game 6 in Tampa. It was a close game though, but I forgot who scored the game-winning goal. But it was a close game. The Avalanche took it 2-1. That was the final score. And then they won Stanley Cup for the first time since 2001. They could possibly be back in Stanley Cup final this year. We'll just have to see what happens. But I'm predicting that the Rangers will win the Stanley Cup. Maybe the Avs might go back to the Stanley Cup final and face the Rangers, but they won't be Stanley Cup champions again like last year. Uh, so, but yeah, we just got to see how it all plays out. And there's our names on the Stanley Cup right there, as you guys just saw. So we took home the Stanley Cup. All right, we'll sim. We will sim a week ahead. And check this out, guys. We take home the Stanley Cup and the Calder Cup. You rarely see this happen. This does not happen often, but we get it done right there in NHL 23. Go to the awards now. So there you see it. Toronto Maple Leafs, your Stanley Cup champions once again, and your President's Trophy winners once again. We'll go to individual awards. Art Ross goes to Connor Bedard, and so does the Hart. James Norris goes to Quinn Hughes. Lady Byng goes to Alistair Brinkett. Calder Trophy goes to Ramirez. Conn Smythe Trophy goes to Austin Matthews. Veteran Trophy goes to Woe. William Jennings goes to Thatcher Demko. Bill Mashing goes to Voynov. Jack Adams Awards goes to the Jets head coach. Frank J. Selke Trophy goes to Elias Lindholm. Ted Lindsay Award goes to Connor Bedard. And the Reese Rocker Richard goes to Austin Matthews. Go to the playoff tree now. So we take out the Flames, got ourselves a little revenge, and we take out our arch rivals, the Winnipeg Jets. Jets took out the Oilers, and they lost to us. And that's going to do it for this video, guys. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, hit it with a like, hit it with a subscribe button. Stay tuned for part 9, and I'll see you guys next time.